So this is absolutely fascinating what Prigozhin has done here in the last couple of days. He's just taken a military headquarters in Rostov. This is where we're looking at. So if you look up here, here's Donetsk, Zaporizhia, Ukraine, right? And he's just outside of that in Russia, and he's taken over this military headquarters. Here is his statement, and I'm going to read what he has to say. We are at the Rostov military headquarters. It's 7:30 a.m. We have taken Rostov's military objects under our control. So they're not wrong for calling that mutiny. That is kind of the definition of what's going on. Okay, he goes on and he says, including the airfield. Airfield. So Wagner now has airplanes. The jets which are leaving for battle are moving as scheduled. So he's not taking it for himself. He's actually taking it under his command. And I think that's the way he's going to frame this. If I could be totally wrong, but this is my initial understanding. So he's framing this as I'm taking over so that we can do this inflicting on the enemy properly because these guys don't know what they're doing. I think. Okay, including an airfield, which jets are leaving for battle as scheduled. There are no issues. Medical planes are taking off. There are no problems. We have taken all of it under control so that the Air Force conducts strikes not against us, but against the Ukrainians. So he's trying to double down as a hardliner that's going to do this right, if I'm reading this correctly. The main operational headquarters is functioning in the usual way. There are no issues. Not a single office is being distracted, so that when you are told that Wagner PMC has interfered with some department's work and that something has collapsed on the front lines, we are not the reason for this collapse. So he's not attacking Russia to take over Russia. He's attacking the military to take over the military to do it right, if I'm reading this correctly. So that's kind of a different perspective. Okay, when we came here, we confirmed the news once again. Vast frontline territories have been lost. He's talking about in Ukraine. There are 3 to 4 times more soldiers killed compared to what is being reported in the documents to the leadership. Wow. So he's accusing the military leadership of not only being incompetent, but being corrupt and not telling Putin what he needs to hear. And what is reported is up to 10 times more compared to what is being said on TV. We have daily losses of up to 1,000 people. This includes those killed, those missing, and those injured, and those who are refusing, who don't to fight, not because they are cowards, but because they have no choice. The weapon supplies, the command structure, the head of the general staff fled from here as soon as he found out we were approaching the building. Yeah, that's not a good look. Okay, so what he's saying here is absolutely fascinating, that we have taken over, we're going to conduct this, and I think he might actually get away with this. Like Putin, who has come out strongly and said this is an insurrection, it shouldn't happen, not since 1917, we don't want to see this kind of path, which he was comparing himself to a czar by doing that. I think he might actually get away with taking over, seizing part of the Russian military system control. I'm told, and I haven't verified this, but that in the Rostov section there's even nuclear weapons, which would be terrible. But it doesn't appear that what he's trying to do is take over and challenge Putin and take over from Putin, but challenging the military leadership and show that I can actually go and make this happen. Okay, it's hard to wrap your mind around it, especially if you're a Westerner, an American, a European that is used to the rule of law. But for you, an authoritarian strongman, this actually kind of happens in like African nations where authoritarians rule and that kind of thing. So I'm kind of starting to see what's going on, and he's no friend of Ukraine. He could be a distraction for a little while, but this is not something that is going to, I think, have he's not turning pro-Ukraine in any way. He's not trying to topple Putin. He's trying to accelerate his own position from what I can detect. So that's where we are, at least today. It's Saturday, June 24th. Thank you for your time and spending this time with me and caring about Ukraine enough to watch this.